101st football season in 1981. Eagerly, yet apprehensively, there were many new faces in the Navy lineup. But Annapolis supporters were to enjoy the next 4 months as the midshipmen displayed a persevering brand of football. When the season had ended, Navy had its 4th straight winning campaign and 3rd bowl appearance in 4 years. It was a fall, too, in which individual performances fostered a year of milestones. In his final year at the helm of Navy's football program, George Welsh posted a 7-3-1 record to become the Academy's winningest football coach. Welsh's 9 years at Annapolis marked one of Navy's brightest eras, a period that included 7 victories and a tie against Service Academy rival Army and 3 bowl appearances. Senior tailback Eddie Myers closed out his brilliant career in '81 by finishing 5th in the nation in rushing. Number 40's blend of acceleration, power, and speed allowed Myers to capture virtually every Academy rushing record and become Navy's all-time career rushing leader. The Pemberton, New Jersey native's versatility earned him All-American recognition, MVP honors in the '81 Liberty Bowl, and invitations to participate in both the Hula and Japan Bowl. Senior place kicker Steve Fair left his mark on Academy football history by kicking his way to no less than 10 school records. His 22 extra points and 18 field goals in 1981 combined for a single-season scoring record for a Navy kicker. The All-American's 189 career points are second only to Heisman Trophy winner Joe Bellino's 198 in Navy career point production. Defensive captain Tim Jordan, another All-America choice, anchored the nationally recognized mid-defense. The middle guard who joined Myers in the Hula Bowl was the team's 3rd leading tackler with 16 of his 83, resulting in losses of 117 yards. Sophomore linebacker Andy Ponciego, number 65, set a modern school record for tackles by being involved in 152 stops. When opponents went to the air, they had to contend with the Mids ball-hawking secondary led by number 14, defensive back Jeff Shoemake. The heady junior was among the nation's leaders in interceptions until a late-season injury sidelined him. Senior Greg Papajohn was asked to move to the tight end spot in 1981 and responded by hauling down 35 passes for over 500 yards. The dependable Papajohn's 60 career receptions puts him 9th on the Academy's all-time list. Junior Travis Wallington's speed caused real problems for teams thinking about going outside. Number 48's cutdowns changed many a game plan. One of the question marks for Navy when the season began was the inexperienced offensive line. Its development was spearheaded by tackle Keith Boring, number 74, and center Dennis McCall, number 51. Another key to the Mids' success were 6 seniors whose roles became increasingly vital as the season progressed. Fullback Tim Jackson averaged nearly 4 yards per carry. Number 20, Rusty Smith, stuck opponents from his rover position. Number 50, Ken Olson, provided needed help at linebacker. Offensive linemen Craig Smith and Bob Moore opened holes wide enough that allowed Navy backs to run for 21 touchdowns. And Chris Yelder's 15 catches for 200-plus yards were a part of the Mids' timely passing offense. None of these 6 had lettered, but they added to a year of milestones. A shirt-sleeve crowd was on hand at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium as the midshipmen opened the season against the Citadel. As in years past, the Navy defense set the mood for the game and the season. The Bulldogs were the first to see Navy's offensive bulwark for 81, Eddie Myers. Myers carried 32 times for 134 yards that day, setting up a Steve Fair field goal, and 2 Marco Pagnanelli keepers for the touchdown. The season-opening 17-7 victory was a milestone for the Naval Academy, its 500th win ever. Division I AA power Eastern Kentucky entered Annapolis the following week. After surviving an early threat, Navy responded with a 97-yard drive. Quarterback Tom Tarquinio hit Yelder with a 17-yard pass, but the ball popped into the air, only to be grabbed by Papa John, who ran 40 yards for the score. Certainly the most bizarre play for Navy this season. The mid-defense bottled up Eastern Kentucky the second half as linebacker Ken Fancher netted 13 tackles and a fumble recovery. Good enough to make that week's All-East team and help hand George Welch his 50th career triumph, 24-0. Navy's first road game was against nationally ranked Michigan and a crowd of 105,000. The Wolverines, as expected, took an early 14-0 lead. Superb pass coverage by number 47, Elliott Reagan, saved Navy from an even larger deficit. The midshipmen countered with a foot of fair from 46 and 31 yards to close the first half down 14-6. Buoyed by their second quarter turnaround, the Mids were eager to start the second half. Michigan again scored early, but from then on it was all Navy. A 94-yard, 12-play drive was keyed by a 20-yard pass from Marco Pagnanelli to Napoleon McCallum. Pagnanelli himself scored on a tackle-breaking run that covered 22 yards. Fair followed with his third field goal from 45 yards to cut the deficit to 5 with plenty of time left. The defense held, and Pagnanelli just missed Troy Mitchell in the end zone for the final mid-threat. Michigan held on 21-16. On the road a second straight week, Navy entered the Yale Bowl to meet its first Ivy League foe since 1962. Following Marco Pagnanelli's 1-yard touchdown, defensive end Travis Wallington blocked a punt through the end zone for a safety. Fair added a field goal for a mid-12-9 lead at the half. Wallington pulled his trick once again early in the final period to set up a 22-yard touchdown dash by freshman tailback Rich Klaus, putting Navy on top once more, 19-16. But Yale quarterback John Rogan rallied the Bulldogs with 3:29 left, hitting Kurt Grieve to even the Mids record at 2-2. Happy to be home and anxious to regain a winning mode, Navy met Air Force before the second largest crowd in Memorial Stadium history, 31,191. Sophomore quarterback Marco Pagnanelli, making his second start, spearheaded an offense that totaled nearly 450 yards. Eddie Myers, healthy for the first time in 3 weeks, rambled for 179 yards on 38 carries.